He Krishna, He Radha.
All right, let's begin. Om ajïäna-timirändhasya jïänäïjana-çaläkayä cakñurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Gaurav, I think spotlight bhi karna hai, yaad se kar dena. All right. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutpad Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijjana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Pancha Kalpatrubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Tvishe Namaha. All right, so we are on chapter 4. In chapter 3, Bhagwan explained about the Karma Yoga, and the essence of Karma Yoga is whatever karmas you do, you surrender it to Bhagwan. And that way you will be freed from the results of those karmas. As simple as that. Bhagwan in chapter 4 starts saying, Arjun, whatever knowledge I am giving you, whatever Sankhya or Jnana or Karma Yoga, whatever knowledge, everything that I am giving you, I had already given it to Sun God first. And from Sun God, it went to Manu, and from Manu to Ikshvaku. And Ikshvaku is the forefather of Lord Ram. So I was only Ram. Indirectly he's saying that. And from there it went to all the saintly kings. They practiced it, but in course of time, this succession was lost. And therefore, I have come back again to establish these principles of religion. I'm giving you this greatest transcendental mystery. I'm opening up everything, the transcendental mystery of this science unto you. Why? Because you are my devotee and you are my friend. So Bhagwan has this beautiful quality. He doesn't say, I am the Guru. He will always say, I am your friend. So the humility, when we say humility, it starts like this. He says, I am your dear friend. And you are also my friend. And friends don't keep anything secret with each other. So that's why I'm opening up all this secret to you. Arjuna then asks, really, Bhagwan, you have given this to Sun God? But now I see you, I have only seen you in this life. When did this all happen? And Bhagwan replies, Arjun, many births, both you and I have passed. I remember everything, but you do not. And then he says, although, O Arjun, I am unborn and my transcendental body never deteriorates. And although I am the Lord of all living entities, I still appear in every millennium by my internal energy, by my Maya, and in my original transcendental form. So two things he is saying very clearly. He says, I appear. And with my internal energy, I appear in my transcendental form. Shloka number 6.6. What does it mean by that? Krishna's form, that Krishna who is standing here right now in front of Arjun, his form is not ordinary like us. His form is transcendental. When we were born out of our parents, so we have a body, but Krishna's body is transcendental. He did not take birth from his mother's womb. When we read the Srimad Bhagavatam, his birth is described. He comes directly in the four-handed form. He is not taking birth the way we give birth. No. He appears in the four-handed form, and then Devaki prays, please become my baby. I want to feed you. Devaki gets a feeling of a mother. The motherly feeling arises in her. How? Because of the Maya, because of the internal energy of Bhagwan. Devaki starts feeling that motherly affection for him, and he says, and she prays, Bhagwan, please become my baby. I want to breastfeed you. And Bhagwan becomes baby, and then suddenly that motherly feeling arises more stronger, and she becomes protective. And she says, Thumbs will kill you. And then the whole story goes, Vasudev takes him in the basket, and then you all know the story, takes him to Gokul. So Bhagwan is not taking birth the way I and you took. Bhagwan appears. And Bhagwan becomes baby. How it all happens? The reason is given here, the secret. Mayaya, Swa Mayaya, with my internal potency, Maya. So, that Maya is very important for Bhagwan to do this pastimes, like an ordinary being. His mother Yashoda, she sees one day Krishna is eating dirt, and she gets angry. Krishna, what is this? Are you a pig eating dirt? Are you a boar eating dirt? And this baby Krishna is like, yeah, ma, I'll show you. She's like, open your mouth. I want to remove all the dirt from your mouth. And he opens his mouth. And in that mouth, she sees the entire universe, the entire Brahmand, as we say. And in that Brahmand, she sees the boar incarnation. So whatever mother is saying, are you a boar? Are you a pig? She's like, yeah, I am. And then when that she sees for a second, she's like shocked. And after that, Maya again comes, and then she forgets this is, and she remembers this is my kid, and says, I'll beat you up. Let me clean you up. What is this you're making? What are you eating? I give you so many good things. This is not the right thing to eat. And she becomes mother and beats him up. And he enjoys. So many leelas, so many pastimes Krishna does, which are just like an ordinary person. And it is very easy to consider him like an ordinary person. Because he says the reason is given here, the secret. He says, no, I'll give you all the secrets. So the secret is here. He says, because of my Maya, because of my internal potency, because she just wills it, she just covers it for me to enjoy. I want to enjoy this special relationship. I want to enjoy the motherly affection. And he tells that to Arjuna. Arjun, yeah, you think I'm your friend? I and you have taken many births together. You don't realize, I know it, and I am right now in front of you, and I know you think of me as your friend, but that Maya is playing that role and making you feel like that. And Maya is playing that role on me also, because I want to get that friendly love from you. I don't have to pull your chariot, but I'm enjoying this moment with you because you are my part. You are my friend. I want to enjoy that friendly love. So Bhagwan says, here in 6.6, very important. All shlokas are important. There are very tiny things, little things, subtle things everywhere. Here he says, I am this body, it appears. And this body is in its transcendental form. Do not think of it as ordinary. Okay? So I appear in every millennium in my transcendental form. Why do I appear? Whenever there is a decline, 7th and 8th shloka. Why does Krishna appear? Whenever there is a decline in the religious practices, O Arjun, and wherever there is predominant rise of irreligion, at that time, I descend myself. And there are 3 more reasons. The first one is the most important reason, to deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants, as well as to re-establish the principles of religion. I myself appear millennium after millennium. I appear every millennium to re-establish the principles of religion, to annihilate the miscreants. But the main important reason is to deliver the pious people. And what is a deliverance means? There are devotees who want to see, who want to do pastimes with Bhagwan. There are devotees who want to have, this friendly relationship with Krishna. And that will not happen only by visualizing. That will happen only when Krishna comes. So such devotees, they wait for many births after birth after birth. And their wait is so much that Bhagwan is like forced to come. No, I will come. I will do this lila with them. Because nothing else will deliver them. Nothing else is going to liberate them. They will not be satisfied with anything. I have to be with them. So Bhagwan comes, and during those times, all those souls who have worked so hard will also appear. And Bhagwan does all those leelas in this planet Earth that the devotees were desiring in their past lives. So all the gopis are like that only. I have mentioned this so many times. In Lord Rama's birth, they had so many desires to be with him. So he came as Krishna, and he fulfilled each and every devotee's desire. When he was a baby Ramchandra, I told you, many ladies would want him to become his baby. They wanted to spend time. They desired that Krishna should be in my home. Bhagwan lives in everybody's heart. Bhagwan knew. And when he became Krishna, he fulfilled the desire. There's one leela where Brahmaji gets confused and thinks, is this really Bhagwan? Is this really that Krishna? Let me play this leela. And Maya does it. So Brahmaji just steals all the cows and all the cowherd boys and takes them away for one day, which is actually equal to 1 year on earth. At that time, Krishna knows Brahmaji has stolen the cows and the cowherd boys. Now, Krishna expands himself into all the cows and all the cowherd boys. And in the evening, everybody goes to their own respective home. And all the mothers are receiving all their children. They do not know that original children, whoever the original children are stolen by Brahma. They do not know. It is Krishna who has become he's in each and every home, sleeping with each and every mother, eating with each and every mother's hand, hugging each and every mother, each and every cow. It's Krishna. And this Leela happens. Because these devotees of Vrindavan had desired this in their past life, when he was Ram, when he was a baby, they wanted him to be his. They wanted to spend time like this in motherly affection, in parental affection. And Krishna did that Leela to satisfy that. This is Krishna. This is God. God is love. He created us. I tell this so many times. He created us out of his love. And he wants to have this loving relationship with us. If we show him some love, it is impossible that he will not fulfill. He will fulfill. Love is all there is. So he makes a statement now. He tells us, I come here to deliver the pious. Those devotees who cannot live without me, they will never be liberated if I do not come and do this Leela to them. So I have to come for them. And then he goes on saying, Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tatvatah tyaktva deha punarjanma naiti mameti su Arjuna. He says, one who knows this transcendental nature of my appearance and activities, that person, upon leaving this body, does not take birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode, O Arjuna. Easy. And then he goes on saying, so that's how easy to liberate yourself. But to liberate yourself, he also goes on adding 2-3 more qualities. He says, Vitaraga bhaya krodha manmaya mamupashita bhavo jnana tapsa puta mad bhagavata agataha. He says, you develop few qualities. What are those? Be freed from attachment, fear, and anger. And being fully absorbed in me, taking refuge in me, many persons in the past became purified by my knowledge, and thus they all attained transcendental love for me. So become freed from attachment, fear, and anger. Become freed from attachment, fear, and anger. Be fully absorbed in me and take refuge in me. That's all. And he goes on saying, as all surrender unto me, ye yatha mam prapadyante, tam tathaiv bhajamiham. I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects, O son of Pritha. So Bhagwan started saying, those who know me and my transcendental nature, they are freed. So those who know Bhagwan, Bhagwan's activities are divya. Divya means transcendental. So those who know Bhagwan are Bhagwan's devotees. So if Bhagwan's activities are transcendental, so are the devotees' activities. So Bhagwan and his devotees, both their activities are transcendental. Bhagwan is never caught up in anything. His devotees are also never caught up in anything. This is what he's saying. Bhagwan created this world as his pastime. Bhagwan is not caught up with Maya. We get caught up with Maya, but now he's giving us a mystery. Don't get caught up with Maya. He says, think of me. Take my refuge. This illusory potency is creating fear in you. Don't fear. I'm there. Why fear when Krishna is near? This illusory energy is making you attached and makes you sad when you lose those attachments. He says, attach with me. When you don't get certain things, it makes you angry. Why? I am there for you. I'll give you everything. Leave it all aside. So leave your attachment, leave your anger, leave your fear, take refuge into me. And by this way, you will become purified. And I'm telling you, in the past also, many got purified. You can also become purified and you will achieve the transcendental love for me. Ye yatha maha prapadyante tam sataiva bhajamiham. As much degree as you surrender unto me, that's how I'm going to respond to you. If you worship me for 1 hour, I'm there for you for 1 hour. If you worship me for 5 hours, I'm there with you for 5 hours. The way you want to worship me, in whatever form you want to worship me. This is what the shloka means. In whatever form you want to worship me, I am there. I will respond to you in that form. You're like, hey, Bhagwan, I don't like all this bhakti and love and everything. What are you talking? I just want to experience you through my knowledge, through my buddhi, through my intelligence. Sure. You can. I will be that. Bhagwan, I do not know all these forms. I have heard that all these forms are mithya. Mithya means false. Only the Parabrahma, the superconscious energy is the truth. Jagat mithya Brahma Satyam. I've only heard that. So if you are Brahma, I want to experience that Brahma. Bhagwan is like, yeah, sure. Bhagwan, I don't like that form where you are, you're playing this flute and dancing with the gopis. What is this? This is not Bhagwan. Okay, no problem. So what is Bhagwan? Bhagwan has to have 4 hands and he has to look a little frightening and he has to look very powerful. He has to have all those ayudh, the weapons. Then he looks like Bhagwan. Okay, I'll become that for you. Which form you want to see? Bhairav? Terrible form? I'll be that. Bhagwan, Bhairav, what can Bhairav do? I heard that he cannot be anything without the Shakti, without the energy. So I want to see the Shida Shakti form. All right, I'll become Bhairavi for you. Which Bhairavi you want to see? Anand Bhairavi? Kali? Tara? With that knife, with the scissor? What do you want to see? Oh no, Bhagwan. That is very fierce, too fierce. That is for the Aghoris. I heard only the Aghoris can sit in the graveyard and worship. So I want to see you in my home. So like a nice person, like a beautiful person. All right, I'll become Vishnu. No, Bhagwan, but I don't like your male form. I want a female form. Okay. I'll become Gopal Sundari. I'll become Tripur Sundari. Whatever you tell me, I'll be that. I created you out of love and I want that loving relationship from you. You are my friend. Whatever makeup, get up you want me to wear for you, I will wear, my dear friend, my dear Bhakt, my dear part and parcel. I have everything with me, but one thing I'm always looking for. भाव का भूखा हूं मैं, प्रेम का भूखा हूं मैं, भाव एक सार है. भाव से जो पूजे मुझे उसका बेड़ा पार है. He says, I am only crazy for your love. Krishna says, I'm only crazy for that thing, that bhav, that sentiment with which we connect. So you like me in whatever form, I will become that for you. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam sataiva bhajamiham. In Ramchandra's Leela, I was very nice. And so many people love me in so many different forms. I even fulfilled the desire of Surpanakha and I came in Krishna avatar, she became Kubja. I fulfilled even that desire. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam sataiva bhajamiham. The way you want to worship me, I will respond to you in that way. Mam vartamanu vartante manushyaha parth sarvashaha. Oh Arjun, I told you the secret. This is the secret. And I'll tell you another thing. Everyone follows my path in all respects. They think they are worshipping this, that. Eventually they're all going to come to me. This is the greatest secret. Okay, Bhagwan, if it is that easy, then why are people not coming to you? Why are they getting lost in so many forms? Bhagwan says, Akankshata karmanam siddhim yajanta hiya devata. Bhagwan says, oh Arjuna, in this world, all these men, they desire success in fruitive activities. And therefore they worship the other gods. Quickly, of course. Chipram hi manushe loke. Chipram means quickly. Quickly, of course. Siddhir bhavati karmaja. Men get results from fruitive work in this world. That's why they don't have to come to me. They can get all this. I have made all these devatas. I have done it. I created all these devatas so that people who want to worship them and fulfill their desires, they can be very easily fulfilled. That's why they are going there. Because if they come to me, I'm not a simple person. I'm Keshav. I'm very crooked. I'm bent at three sides. You know that, right? You know, in Karm, we play if you guys play Karm, Indian people, you know, there's a thing called rebound, or we hit here and the striker will go there and hit somewhere else. So Krishna is like that, crooked in three places. He speaks something, the striker goes somewhere else, and the meaning will come something else. This is him. So he says, I am like that. If someone comes to me to fulfill their desire, like for example, you came, Arjuna, I know your desire is, I should just tell Krishna, Arjuna, leave that thing. What are you fighting for? Just go. But I am not giving you that. I'm not fulfilling your desire right now. I'm sitting here and the lecture is going on and on and on and on. I understand your desire, but I'm not giving you the straight answer. I will give you everything and then I'll tell you, make your choice. But the devatas, let me tell you, they are not like that. They are not bothered about giving you any knowledge. They will not tell you what is right, what is good, what is bad. They will not tell you anything. The devatas are there. I created them. The devatas are there and they want to maintain that position. They do not want to come here. And how will they maintain their position? If they have enough punyas, if enough merits. How do they get their merit? You do. Man will do all the merit, give it to them and take some little desire from them. Done. Business is done. But if somebody comes to me, well, they have to spend all this much time and understand everything, and I'll go round and round and round. So, Bhagwan says, because of their desires, they do not approach me. They go to different devatas. And yes, their desires get fulfilled by approaching these devatas, but they do not know me, that they do not know Arjun. This is the greatest secret. Mam vartamanu vartante. Manushyaha parth sarvashaha. This is the greatest secret, that everyone follows my path. Even these devatas are following my path. In all respect, O son of Pitha. Then Bhagwan says, then goes on saying, now karma philosophy is not ended here. Chaturvarnyam maya shrishtam guna karma vibhagashaha tasya kartaram api imam vidhiya kartaram avyayam. So Bhagwan first started telling about his birth, okay? So his form is very transcendental. He is transcendental. Now he's talking about his karmas. His karmas are also transcendental. What is his form? His form is full of love and he'll reciprocate to you in that form in which you want him. That is his form. And then he says, Chaturvarnam maya srishta gun karma vibhagashaha tasya kartaram api mam vidhi akartaram avyayam. He says, according to the three modes of material nature and the work associated with them, the four divisions of the human society are created by me. And although I am the creator of the system, you should know that I am yet the non-doer, being unchangeable. Let me just read this purport. It's very self-explanatory. The Lord is the creator of everything. This is the purport for Shloka number 13. Everything is born of him, sustained by him, and after annihilation rests in him. He is Therefore, the creator of the 4 division of the social order, beginning with the intelligent class of men, technically called Brahmanas, due to their being situated in the mode of goodness. Next is the administrative class, technically called the Kshatriyas, due to their being situated in the mode of passion. The mercantile men, the businessmen, called the Vaishyas, are situated in the mixed mode of passion and ignorance. And Shudras are situated in the ignorant mode of material nature. In spite of his creating the 4 divisions of human society, Lord Krishna does not belong to any of those divisions, because he is not one of the conditioned souls, a section of whom form the human society. Human society is similar to any other animal society, but to elevate men from the animal status, the above mentioned divisions are created by the Lord for the systematic development of Krishna consciousness. The tendency of a particular man towards work is determined by the modes of material nature which he has acquired. Such symptoms of life, according to the different modes of material nature, are described in the 18th chapter of this book. A person in Krishna consciousness, however, is above even the Brahmanas. Although Brahmanas by quality are supposed to know the Brahman, the supreme absolute truth, most of them approach only the impersonal Brahman manifestation of Lord Krishna. But a man who transcends the limited knowledge of a Brahmana and reaches the knowledge of the supreme personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna, becomes a person in Krishna consciousness, or in other words, a Vaishnava. Krishna consciousness includes knowledge of different plenary expansions of Krishna, namely Ram, Narasimha, Varaha, etc. And as Krishna is transcendental to this system of the 4 divisions of society, a person in Krishna consciousness is also transcendental to all divisions of human society, whether we consider the divisions of community, nation, and species. So, Bhagwan is transcendental. In short, Bhagwan is transcendental, and Bhagwan's devotee is transcendental. Whenever there is a word used, this is Vaishnava, your mind, my students especially, your mind has to be very broad. You cannot be narrow-minded. My guru explained me one thing, Maharajji, Maharaj, who is a Vaishnava? Everything that comes from Vishnu is Vaishnava. So, then he asked me, tell me one thing that did not come from Vishnu. Your mind will be telling, oh, Shakta, 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 Shakta. My mind was telling. So that Shakta whom we worship, that Devi, I have explained it many a times, that Devi herself is Vaishnavi. So there is nothing that is outside this Vaishnava and Vaishnavi. So in that concept, Vaishnava is not a sect. Vaishnava is not a sect. Sect means section. When we use English words, it becomes section. Sect, bisect, dissect, trisect, sect. Sect means cutting off. We are one whole big family. That is our spiritual philosophy. When we say Vaishnava, everything belongs to Vishnu, and the name Vishnu means all-pervading. Vishnu means all-pervading. Yesterday I was reading Gaurav, me and Gaurav were reading Vishnu Sahasranam. And all the names, we read till 13 shlokas. I think we stopped at 13. And I'm like, Gaurav, tell me, where is Vishnu? Every name was referring to Shiva. Every name was referring to Shiva. Proper names with Shiva. Like 13 shlokas of Vishnu Sahasranam you will read, first only 13. And you're only seeing Shiva, 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 and the book is called Vishnu Sahasranam. Shiva is a Vaishnava. Vaishnavanam yatha Shambhu. Vyasdev says. Vyas is a Vaishnava. So, a true Vaishnava is not narrow-minded. He does not dissect, trisect sections. No. We see everything as one big family. Everything belongs to Vishnu. Everything is one big family. Vishnu cannot survive without Shakti. So Shakti is also there. We acknowledge Shakti. We acknowledge Shiva. We acknowledge Vishnu, and everything is Vaishnava. That's it. There is no sectarianism here. There's no sectarianism. Got it? So here he says, when I read the translation, I had to make this point very clear. Everything that belongs to Vishnu is Vaishnava. Vishnu means which is pervading everywhere. Vishnu means that which is in every atom. Vishnu means that which is in every human being, in every living entity. So Vaishnava means everything that belongs to Vishnu. All right. So this is the definition. Now he goes on saying, Chatur Varnam Maya Shrishtam Guna Karma Vibhagasya. I created these 4 classes. How did I create? Now this is very important to understand. 2 things he gives. 2 means guna. Guna means his nature, material nature. And karma. Karma means action. So every person has a certain nature, swabhav. So Brahmanas, their nature is mostly in mode of goodness. They're intellectual people. Their brains are developed very differently. They can understand subtle things, scriptures, whatever they can very easily understand the gist of it, the subtle points. So this is a Brahmana. A Kshatriya is in the mode of passion predominantly. Always very active. They cannot sit at one place. They want to work. They're great. They're men of action. Always. A Brahmana can read the Shastra. Shastra means scriptures. But you give him a sword, he will not know what to do with it. But a Kshatriya, he may not be very good. You give him a scripture and he'll feel sleepy. He's like, what is this? But you give him a sword, and the way he'll play with the sword. He can be a player, he can be a cricketer, he can be a nice golf player. Give a Brahman, people who are intelligent, give them a book and they will understand. Science book and they'll understand everything. They'll be nerdy people reading their books. They won't be players. But a Kshatriya, give them a golf. They'll take them to golf, and the way they'll hit, first shot itself will be so good, while the Brahmana is struggling. So this is nature, innate nature, inborn nature. Similarly, so a person who's very intellectual and who lives on an intellectual plane, his innate nature, his inborn nature is being a Brahmana. That's how we qualify that's how we say in our world now. Okay? And the one who is very active, who's in the mode of passion, is a Kshatriya. Then there is third one. He is also very brainy, but he cannot think of weapons or he cannot think of scriptures. But money matters, wealth, multiplying, business, trade, economy. His brain will work like crazy. So that person is called businessmen, Vaishyas, generally. So their nature mostly is in mode of passion and mode of ignorance. They will not think what is right and wrong. Money is everything. If a pandemic happens, for some people, the pandemic is a blessing for businessmen. They will invest in all medicine companies, pharma companies, because that is the time to make money. So businessmen, when I say mode of ignorance, this is what ignorance is. You want to invest in everything that will make money. You don't care whether some people die or, everything is an opportunity. So there is mode of ignorance and mode of passion. And then there is the last class, that is Shudra. Shudra means mostly in the mode of ignorance. They are not using their brain so much. They don't want to use that much. They cannot think like the Brahmana, so shrewd. They cannot be a fighter like this person, a Kshatriya. They cannot be very money savvy. They don't know about money. So they are, you see, their intelligence level is not very developed, but they are very great skilled labor. They are very good in their skill, but their intelligence is not developed. Very good in their skills. So those people are called as Shudra. Shudra means labor. It doesn't mean one is higher, one is lower. No, it doesn't mean like that. Bhagwan is not saying, oh, this person is higher and this person is lower. Bhagwan is saying, I created them based on their material nature, based on their material modes of nature and the work that they are doing. And before he had said, if somebody is a Brahmana and if he does a work which is like a Brahmana, it will be really beneficial to him. But if somebody is a Brahmana and he does not do the work of a Brahmana, it will be very harmful for him. Somebody is a Kshatriya by nature, a fighter. He should do that work. But if he does not, if somebody is in mode of passion, he must do those kind of work which will help him grow. If he falls into some other work, he will not grow. Bhagwan has mentioned that. So as per your nature, you must take your work. In our society, it's not happening anymore. If somebody is a farmer, farmer mindset. So farmers, basically, they're doing labor work. Shudra. So this person may be very good in farming. But now the world has changed. We hear news, farmers are dying day. Farmers can't make money. So when the farmer sees, oh, this is the future of farming, he will force his kid, leave farming. Study, learn coding, or doctor or engineer or something, become something by which you can make money. You go abroad, don't stay in India. So poor kid, whose natural ability was to become a farmer, maybe he has some intelligence, he will grow. And the government will come out with policies, where you give reservation to this section of the society. His brain is not developed to go to those higher courses. But he gets in there. But he is in a place which is very unnatural for him. He will grow. But probably if he was in farming, he may grow more. So Bhagwan is saying, I created all these things based on their material mode of nature. And everybody is important for the society. Somebody, if there's a piece of land, if a Brahmana is given that piece of land, the Brahmana will be an intellectual person. He'll think, what can I do? And he can, think of certain ideas. Okay, I need to make some apartments here, some shopping mall here, maybe some recreation area here. He knows, he has his idea in his head, but he cannot do it. He can only write it in a piece of paper and, make a diagram or something like that. He has to approach somebody who will execute it. That executioner, the project manager or somebody, whom he hires, that person is a Kshatriya. He will do it. He knows how to execute the idea that that the boss had. So this person who executes has the Kshatriya abilities. Now to execute that, you need money. And to put money into this project and to make profit out of that project, somebody else has to be hired. That person is Vaishya. All these three brainy people have perfect plan. But they cannot execute the plan if they don't have the labor to put the bricks and execute the plan and make the property. So all these four are needed. If the Shudra is given the piece of the land and even though he has built so many buildings and you just tell him, make a building out of here, he will not know. He will need a guidance. You give them bricks and you give them concrete. They will just mess up. They will not be able to plan the land. They cannot think. But if somebody is guiding them, they'll do it nicely. So everybody, all these four kind of people need each other. So Bhagwan says, I have created this society, Brahmana and everything, with two things in mind, guna karma vibhagashaha. So a person who is born in a Brahmana family, he has to exhibit Brahmana nature. He has to be good in his thoughts, pure in his thoughts, pure in his eating habits, drinking habits. But if a person born in Brahmana family changes his habit, he was born in Brahmana family because his intelligence in past life, he had developed it like this. So today he is born in a good family where his intelligence level should be increased more. But instead of that, he uses his intelligence differently and changes his nature into mode of passion and mode of ignorance. How will you change it into mode of passion and mode of ignorance? Changing your food habits. It will come in chapter 16. Bhagwan says this. Food is very important. Jaisa hoga anna, vaisa hoga man. What you intake, your mind will be like that. Bhagwan talks about this food, different food qualities. So if a Brahmana who is supposed to be intellectual, who is supposed to be wise, who is supposed to have wisdom and use his power of discrimination, if he uses it otherwise and changes his nature into mode of passion and mode of ignorance, it happens because he is in a work environment. His people, wherever he is working, they force him to do or whatever it is. So then next time when you come back, you will be born in a family where your mode of passion and your mode of ignorance will be growing. You have made a choice. You've made a choice. Nature is not seeing jativad nahi. This is not caste. Okay, the English word gave caste. This is not jativad. This is not caste. This is based on your material mode of nature and the actions that you are doing. That's all. So one says, I created these 4 different classes, 4 divisions. Rather, the word is divisions. 4 division of human society. 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't mean 1, 2, 3, 4. No, all are equally helpful to each other and all want each other. I created the 4 divisions. I am the creator of the system, and you should know I am the non-doer. I am unchangeable. So he says, and then he goes on saying, Namam karmani limpanti, name karma phale spriha, iti mamyo bijanati, karma bhir sana badhyate. He says, O Arjun, there is no work that affects me, nor do I aspire for the fruits of action. One who understands this truth about me also does not become entangled in the fruitive reactions of the work. So he's telling this in Shloka number 14. He says, Bhagwan says, I created all the system for work to go on smoothly on this society. I am beyond this society. I am beyond this work. There is a difference between a human and me. Again, he is maintaining his Dvait. So those who talk about Advait, I'm telling here. Every shloka is saying, see the word. Namam karmani limpanti. Namam. Mam is the word. Mam means me. I. Name karma phalas priya. I don't desire the result of my actions. I don't desire. Iti mamyo abhijanati. The person who knows me like this. Karma bhisana badhyate. Even that person does not get entangled in the karma phala. Now, this is very important. Bhagwan says, I am beyond this karma phala. I do not desire anything. The difference between you and me is that you do every karma with a desire. I do not desire anything. You are doing karma to fulfill something that you are lacking. I am not doing any karma because I am not lacking anything. I do not do karma to fulfill something. I do karma out of love. I am not hungry for anything. I have no hunger. I don't want to eat anything. But when my devotees, like Shabri, she gives me food and she's waiting for me day after day after day, and so many years passed by and she's waiting for me with that, one day Ram will come and eat my food, berries. Looking at her love, I come. I eat. I am not hungry, but I am hungry for love. So I come for that love and I do this karma. I incarnate. I'm not supposed to incarnate. I don't have to. But I do this beautiful karma. I do these pastimes out of love. I'm not desirous of anything. Good or bad, nothing. Difference between you and me is whatever karma you are doing, you want some result out of that. I don't seek any results. If something wrong happens, you become sad. Something good happens, you become happy. I'm beyond all this happiness and thing. I created the world. I created the society. I created the people. I created everything. I lack nothing. I have everything. But I still do karmas to enjoy. So somebody who understands this thing of mine, they will also start living like this. They will do karma only to enjoy. Nothing disturbs them internally. And they also become free. So I told you the secret now, Arjuna. Arjun, those who understand the way I am, if they live like that, they are also free. And Bhagwan says, Evam gyatva kritam karmam, Evam gyatma kritam karmam, Purvairapi mumukshubhihi, Kurur karmai tasmatvam, Purvai purvataram kritam. In text 15 he says, all the liberated souls in the ancient times acted with this understanding of my transcendental nature. Therefore, just perform your duty, Arjun. Just perform your duty following in their footsteps. Even the intelligent 16th Shloka says, Kim karmeti kavyo api atra mohitaha tatte karma pravakshami yagyatva mokshase subhat. Even the intelligent is bewildered in determining what is action and what is inaction. Now I shall explain to you what action is, knowing which you shall be liberated from all the misfortune. Text 17, the intricacies of action are very hard to understand. Therefore, one must know properly what action is, what forbidden action is, and what inaction is. So Bhagwan here is using 3 words. One is karma, one is vikarma, one is akarma. Text number 17. Okay. Akarmano hyapi bodhavyam, bodhavyam cha vikarmanaha. One should know what is karmaha. One should know what is vikarmaha. Akarmanascha bodhavyam. One should also know what is akarma. Gahana karmano gatihi. It is very intricate. It is very fine to understand. So 3 karmas he is mentioning. Karma, vikarma, akarma. Karma, vikarma, akarma. You must know all these 3 terms, your vocabulary. So what is karma? Everything that you're doing. All those duties that you have to do. If you are a mother, you have to do your duty towards your mother, towards your kid. Motherly duties. You're a father, fatherly duties. You're a son, duties of the son. Duties for your society where you're living. Duties for the country. Duties for the world. Duties for fathers. Duties for everything around you. Prescribed duties. So whatever you're doing, all the prescribed duties, they are known as karma. What is vikarma? Vikarma means forbidden work. Those things that you must not do. So karma, things that you have to do, and they have to be, as mentioned in the Shastras, vikarma is things which are forbidden. You must not do, but still you do. Those are vikarma. So karmas will bring some result. So karmas, whatever good karmas you are doing, will give you good results. Vikarma means forbidden karmas. Forbidden karmas that you do will give you bad results. Good karma, good results. Bad karma, bad result. So these two are going to bring you result. Then there is third type of karma, which is called as akarma. Akarma in short means there are no results. How is that possible? Bhagwan explained in chapter number 3. Surrender all your karma unto me. Whatever you do by your mind, action and speech, surrender unto me. This way you will not be disturbed. You will not be troubled by the results of your karma. You will be free. That action is called akarma. Simple definition, surrendering all your activities. Physical activities, mental activities, verbal words, everything, surrender it to Bhagwan. This is called akarma. There are two ways to go, Sankhya Yoga or Karma Yoga. So the person who is following Sankhya Yoga, I explained to you, he uses his intelligence to that level that is pure, and he goes to his soul level and he's always situated there. He's not even attached to the body. He's always the non-doer. So he's always freed from the reactions. So the Sankhya Yogi, say if a dog comes in front of him, the Sankhya Yogi, if he's eating something, first of all, he does not even know what he's eating. He is not attached to the taste also. For him, he's always situated in the soul. He knows the stomach was hungry, the mind arranged the food, the hand is taking the food, the hand is feeding this body to maintain this body. As long as the soul is destined to stay in the body, this mechanism will survive, and he's eating the food. And then somebody else comes, say a dog has come. So the Sankhya Yogi sees the dog. Oh, the nature has made this arrangement. This body has come. The soul in that body needs some food. Food is here. This food is to be given. The mind has told, mind has signaled, give the food to the dog. And he gives the food to the dog. That's it. He does not think, punya, oh, by giving the food to the dog, I will gain some merit. No, he's not thinking. Because he's in the soul. He knows one soul, other soul, two souls in two bodies. There are some exchange. These two bodies needed to, and there is food. Nature has provided food. Me also nature, he also nature. The food has to go there, done. He's not thinking by giving the food, I accumulated some great karma, some punya. No, he's not thinking. He's always in his soul. He is never the doer. That's why he is freed from this reaction. This is the way of a Sankhya Yogi, Jnani. Then there are karmis, people, normal people. And then there are karma yogis. So karmis and karma yogi. Karmis means those who are doing the worldly activities. Now karmis. So they are also eating food. So one type of karmi. He is eating food. And the dog comes. He sees the dog. He feels, oh, I should give the food to the dog. The dog looks at him, and then whatever roti he's eating, he takes the roti and gives to the dog. And then he eats his food. So he has done a very good karma. That is called karma. There's another person, another type of karmi. He's eating and the dog comes. He gets angry. Oh, dog should not even look at my food. And he takes one stone and just throws at the dog. Go away from here. You're not getting anything from me. Who set the dog in? And then he throws away the dog. He does not give his roti. He eats it for himself. Now this karma, a human nature is to be compassionate. This is dharma. This is dharma. Daya. Daya means be compassionate towards every living being. You are eating food only for yourself. And a dog came. You should be compassionate. Give one roti to the dog. Where will the dog go? Give it. God has given you, no? Give it. But you don't give. Instead, you just throw a stone. You went against the dharma. So that karma that this person is done is vikarma, forbidden karma. So both of these are karmis. One is doing good karma, one is doing bad karma. So the person who has done good karma, he fed a dog. He walked on the path of dharma, compassionate. He is going to attract good things in his life. He will never be hungry. He will always attract good things. The one who is always a giver. The other person, he has it, but he does not practice dharma. He does a wrong karma of hitting a dog. He will have to suffer. He will have to go hungry someday or the other. This is bad karma. This is vikarma. So the first one did karma, the second one did vikarma. Now there is a third category, who is karma yogi. What does a karma yogi do? He is like a saint. We have a saint called Saint Namdev. So Saint Namdev, one day he is a sadhu and he is cooking rotis. Usually a sadhu will eat dry roti, so he is used to eating dry roti. And then a dog comes. He takes the roti and puts it in his plate, and the dog comes and the dog takes the roti and runs away. So instead of getting angry, oh, I just cooked, sadhu, how many rotis he'll cook? He'll cook one roti or two roti for himself, and one roti the dog takes. And then he's like, he sees the dog. And he says, oh my God, come here, come here, come here, Bhagwan, come here, don't run. He's not saying dog, dog, dog. He's saying, come here, where are you running? I know you want the roti, take the roti, but wait. I will give you a better roti. I will put some ghee on the roti and then you eat it. Ghee roti. He doesn't want to eat from himself, but he wants to put ghee in the roti and give it to the dog, because in the dog he is seeing Bhagwan. This person, the third saint, Namdev, he is giving roti, he is giving ghee roti because he is thinking in that dog is Bhagwan. So these are the four ways. The first person, akarma, Sankhya Yogi, akarta. Okay? That is one way to be freed from the reaction. The second one, good karma, still not freed from the reaction. Good things he will attract. Third one, bad karma, bad things he will attract. Fourth one, doing it for God. Even in dog he is seeing God. No karmic reaction, freed. So this is what is karma, vikarma, akarma. This example you must always remember. Akarma means Saint Namdev, seeing God in everything, in everywhere, in every place, feeding everybody the way we would feed us, being kind and compassionate under all circumstances to every living being. Bhagwan explained, do your karmas as yajna, and I explained you 5 types of yajna. In that 5 type of yajna, one yajna is to feed all living entities, all animals around you. 5 types of yajnas. If somebody, Bhagwan has said in chapter 3, if somebody eats only for himself without giving it to others, they are verily eating sin. Not my word, Bhagwan's word. Remember that? Chapter 3, Shloka number 13. Yagga sishtasina santo mucchante sarvakil vishahe bhujante te tu agam papa ye pachanti atma karana. Shloka number 3, Shloka number 13, chapter number 3. Bhagwan says, the devotees of the Lord, are released from all kind of sins. How? Because they eat food that is first offered for sacrifice. What is a sacrifice? I taught you. Animals, forefathers, to yourself, to bodies, to rishis. So even if you are not able to do this sacrifice, but you do nam jap, you take that prasad, whatever you cook, you offer it to prasad, as prasad to Bhagwan, and then you partake it. Bhagwan says, those who are living a very saintly life, who are living for me, and who are serving everybody, thinking I am there, they whatever they are consuming is good. They are not doing sin. Their sins are all washed away. But those who live only for themselves, written here, bhujante te tvagam papam. Ye pachanti atma karana. Those who only live for themselves without sharing with others, selfish living, he says, they are verily eating only sin. So we have to be very careful. We share our things, whatever God has given, share it with people, share it. Okay? And then Bhagwan says, so one who sees inaction in action and action in inaction is intelligent among men, and he is in transcendental position, although engaged in all sorts of activities. I'll read the purport for this and we'll end it up. A person acting in Krishna consciousness is naturally free from the bonds of karma. His activities are performed for Krishna, just like Namdev. Therefore, he does not enjoy or suffer any effects of the work. Consequently, he is intelligent in human society, even though he is engaged in all sorts of activities for Krishna. Akarma means without reaction to work. The impersonalist ceases fruitive activities out of fear, so that the resultant reaction may not be a stumbling block on the path of self-realization, but the personalist knows rightly his position as the eternal servitor of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, he engages himself in the activities of Krishna consciousness. Because everything is done for Krishna, he enjoys only transcendental happiness in the discharge of his service. Those who are engaged in the process are known to be without desire for personal sense gratification. The sense of eternal servitorship to Krishna makes one immune to all sorts of reactionary elements of work. So we will end it up here now. I'll take your comments and then end up the class. From tomorrow, I'm thinking I'll start a little early. Not from tomorrow, from next week. We will start early because I want to, the Hindi classes, I'm going to take 3 days extra. So I want to cover up English also. So maybe we'll start, instead of starting 11 o'clock India time, we'll start at 10:30 India time. Okay. And we will end up by this time. All right. शाक्त सेक्ट ऑन यूट्यूब, पास्ट में बुरा कर्म किया तो मुक्त कैसे हो? अगर मजबूरी में कोई कर्म किया है तो अकर्म बंधन लगेगा कि नहीं? बुरा कर्म बहुत कम है और अच्छा ज्यादा है तो फल कैसे मिलेगा? अभी मैंने आपको समझाया, फल तो मिलता है बुरा कर्मों का, तो भगवान के सामने जाओ, माफी मांगो, पहली तो चीज, और सब शपथ लो भगवान के सामने कि दोबारा वैसा कर्म हम नहीं करेंगे, और भगवान के नाम लो। और आज से जो जीवन जीना शुरू करोगे, पुराने तो जीवन तुम्हारे हाथ में नहीं थे, आज से जो जीवन जीना शुरू करोगे, भगवान को हमेशा याद करके हर कर्म करना, और हर कर्म करने के बाद भगवान को समर्पित करना, तो इससे तुम कर्म फलों से मुक्त हो जाओगे। पुराने कर्म जो किए हैं भोगने तो पड़ेंगे, आएंगे जरूर, लेकिन भगवान की इच्छा, भगवान सबसे अलग है, वो चाहे तो सब कुछ जला भी दें, उनकी इच्छा। लेकिन कभी कोई ये सोचे कि कैंसल हो जाते हैं, एक लोगों का एक कॉन्सेप्ट है, मेरे एक फ्रेंड था, उसको ऐसे लगता था, अरे मैंने बड़े पाप किए लेकिन अब मैं भगवान का नाम ले रहा हूं ना तो मेरे सारे पुराने कैंसिल हो जाएंगे। नहीं भाई, कैंसिल तो नहीं होते। हाँ, अब से तुम उसको सही करने लगो तो भगवान बड़े दयालु हैं, ठीक है ना, तो वो जल्दी जल्दी उसको खत्म कर देंगे किसी न किसी तरीके से। चलिए अमन, माँ, if I took you back to your younger 20-25-year-old self and said, Smita, don't worry about all this japa and sadhana, finding Bhagwan is easy, would you have told me then? And that what would have made you drop all that and simply realize it is actually this easy? Well, I was not. I was also 20-25 years old. I was also arguing, how is this so easy? I have to do sadhana. Yes, but I will tell you one thing. Sadhana is very, very important because sadhana purifies us. And because of the merits of those sadhana only, we are able to understand this knowledge, and then it becomes easy. It doesn't become easy to understand if we are in the world. Very few people, lucky people, they can understand, but some people cannot. So sadhana is important, and sadhana helps us purify. During the sadhana, what is happening? You're chanting a mantra, and your sense organ, your mouth is getting purified. Your ears are getting purified. Your mind is getting purified. And slowly, by the practice of the sadhana, your subtle brain cells, they start opening up. And then when this knowledge goes, then it becomes easy. After that, you'll be able to very confidently leave all the rituals, very confidently. But if that sadhana is not there, and if you just leave your, things like this, no, it is not possible. So even in bhakti, when we are doing bhakti, sadhana is going on. Bhakti means 24 hours remembrance of Krishna. But we are doing it joyfully. Joyfully. Every second remembrance of Krishna. We don't forget Krishna at all. At all. I told you, even if I'm shopping, I'm remembering Krishna. Even if I'm eating in a hotel, I'm remembering Krishna. The purpose of the sadhana is to remember Bhagwan under all circumstances. And then when your activity cease in the day and then you sit alone, because you remembered Krishna everywhere, no? When you're sitting alone and you're meditating, you are there. So it takes time, yes. As you asked, 25 years ago, my brain cells were also developing. Spiritually, I was also developing. It takes time to flower. And then it takes time to, after the flowering happens, then the fruit comes. So when the fruit comes, the flower goes away. So fruit is this prema bhakti that I am enjoying right now. Prema bhakti means full of rasa, full of nectar, full of sweetness. So first the flower has to come. The spiritual blossoming has to happen, and that happens by sadhana. So both have to go together. Satsang, bhajan kriya, same what I explained in those 9 steps. Remember that it is the most applicable, okay? Satsang goes, bhajan kriya goes, and then anartha nivritti syat, that statement, where all your doubts slowly go away. Then nishtha, ruchi, and then asakti. Ruchi means interest, more interest. And your faith becomes more stronger. Then asakti. Asakti means attachment. You cannot live without it anymore. And then bhakti. And then from there it becomes prema. So that prema bhakti is the fruit of your sadhana. Got it? So yeah. So it takes time. You make it look so easy, all this revelation and all. It is easy, Gaurav, it is very easy. Just shut off this thought that it is not easy. It is easy. But statistically also, liberated people are extremely rare species. Even Bhagwan Krishna also mentioned about such poor stats. Yeah, he did. It's up to us. I don't consider those. He said very simply, Vasudevam sarvamiti sa mahatma sudurlabha. One line he said. The one who knows Vasudev, the one who knows Krishna. That Mahatma is Durlabh. Okay, he gave me the goal. He gave me the answer. I have to know Vasudev. Where will I know Vasudev? Somebody who knows Vasudev will talk about Vasudev, will make me know Vasudev. So I have to go and mingle with those people, right? If you want to, say, if you start a business, you will have to network with those people who will give you ideas for your business. You start a startup, you want a mentor, you'll go to a mentor looking for that. In the world, when you do this, spiritual world also is the same. You have to network with people who know Vasudev. And there are many people who know Vasudev. So once you start hearing them, you understand. Okay. And you see their ways, you do it. So Bhagwan as well, Bhagwan has made it very easy. The problem is us. Durudaiva midrisham ihajani nanu ragaha. We don't know. We have no anuraga. That is our problem. But when you are satsang clears all doubt, and your bhajan, by the way you are doing your bhajan, that bhajan will make it more stronger. There's one more shloka, I should tell that also. It's very beautiful shloka. I like that too. It all seems easy, but it is easy. Okay. But what is the thing he says? It was in chapter number 4. Bhagwan said one thing. Let me just see. Yeah, in the same shloka purport, he says, shloka number 11, 4.11 purport, he says, Akamaha sarva kamo va moksha kama udardhihi tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. He says, whether one is without desire, akamaha, or whether one has desires, sarva kamo va. Moksha kam udaradhihi, whether somebody is desire of moksha, liberation, whatever, however, whatever state he is in, he must do one thing. Tivra bhakti yogena. He must practice tivra bhakti yoga. Means one should with all efforts try to worship whom? Purusham Parasham, the greatest supreme personality of Godhead. It seems easy, no? But it is easy. You have to just do bhakti. That's all. And what is bhakti? Satsang and bhajan. So simple. Okay? It is made look so easy in bhakti that listening to pastimes of Bhagwan, one easily achieved liberation. Parishit Maharaj did that and showed it to us. What is happening with Sumedha and Narad? Do you trust them or do you not trust them? Naradji comes and listens. Half of India should be liberated as large-scale kathas being organized regularly in masses. I'll tell you one thing. Yes, if someone is sincerely doing it, they'll be liberated. Krishna Katha, one thing my Guru taught me, Maharajji again, and that's why we read the Mahatmya of Srimad Bhagavad, and it comes in Skanda Puran. One thing Maharajji told me, when we are doing Krishna Katha, both the speaker and the listener have to be Krishna Arthi. Okay? Your goal has to be one, to know Krishna. So Krishna Kathas are happening, but not everybody is going and attending the Krishna Katha with this goal. If that goal is clear, that I'm going there for Krishna, then definitely that person is liberated just by hearing the Krishna Katha. So when we read the Mahatmya, so in that Gokarna Mahatmya, it happens. So first time he does Krishna Katha, not everybody is liberated. And then again he does Krishna Katha, then everybody is liberated. And then the question is asked to Gokarna, what happened? Why some people were not liberated in the previous Katha? He said the same thing, that they were not interested in it. They just came there, they went. So some people go there for whatever. People do Krishna Katha to liberate their ancestors, and they'll spend some money, then it becomes business. So if it is business, then it is very difficult. But somebody who is very serious with God, like Dhruv. Dhruv went there for a desire. Sarva kamo va. Got it? So he went with a desire. But with that desire, he went and he did his tapasya, sadhana. And he saw God. And he got the blessing of the Guru, Naradji. Naradji's mantra, blessing of the Guru, his mother's blessing, his own tapasya. He went for fulfilling his desire that he wanted the kingdom, because his father didn't allow him to sit with his stepbrother. So he went with a desire. But what happened with Dhruv? Bhagwan came. And Bhagwan gave him such a large kingdom here, and after that he gave him one whole planet, Dhruvaloka. First pole star comes that indicates Dhruv Tara. So even if your desire is, you go to God. But the desire and the tapasya has to be there. So what is happening in today's Krishna Kathas, yes, why they are not liberating? Because not everybody is like that. But if somebody is sincere, they will get it. You attend my Bhagavad class, there is no, it is pure joy. Every shloka I go, each and every shloka I can dwell for hours and hours. All right. Okay. So Ma, I am now feeling guilty for shooing away pigeon. And again, one more thing. Gaurav, I always tell this. We are not to talk about others in this line. Talk about yourself. Half of India, doesn't matter what they are doing. What are you doing for yourself? That matters. Get it? Always in spiritual line, It's the line of the self-realization. Ma, I am now feeling guilty for shooing away pigeon when out on kids on a picnic. Yeah, you should not give them something they'll eat and they'll go. गुरुमा ऑफ टॉपिक क्वेश्चन है, बहुत दिन से पूछना था, इसका ओरिजिनल मतलब क्या है? ओम त्र्यंबकम यजामहे सुगंधिम पुष्टिवर्धनम उर्वारुकमिव बंधनात् मृत्युर्मुक्षीमामृतात्। एक्सप्लेन किया था त्रिपुरा रहस्य में। आर यू नॉट अटेंडिंग आदर्श? त्रिपुरा रहस्य में एक्सप्लेन किया था मार्कंडेय ऋषि कि इसका अर्थ ये होता है त्र्यंबकम यजामहे, वो त्र्यंबक भगवान श्री कृष्ण, भगवान शिव जो तीनों लोकों में हैं, उनको हम नमस्कार करते हैं। यजामहे सुगंधिम पुष्टिवर्धनम उर्वारुकमिव बंधनात् मृत्युर्मुक्षीमामृतात्, वो हमें पुष्ट रखें, और जब मृत्यु आनी हो तो मृत्यु ऐसे हो जैसे एक पका हुआ फल पेड़ से आसानी से निकल जाता हो। जैसे पेड़ में कच्चा आम हो तो आप तोड़ने जाओगे तो कच्चा आम टूटेगा नहीं, आपको कैंची से काटना पड़ेगा, तो उसमें प्लांट को थोड़ा दर्द होता है। लेकिन वो पका आम हो तो एक हवा आती है, आम टूट के नीचे गिर जाता है, पेड़ को दर्द नहीं होता। तो हमारी आत्मा वैसे ही वो पके हुए आम के जैसे निकले, आपको याद करते हुए कि हमें दर्द ना हो, क्योंकि मरते समय, मृत्यु के समय बहुत दर्द होता है। ऐसे लगता है जैसे करीब 60,000 बिच्छू आपको डंक मारते हो, इतना दर्द होता है मृत्यु के समय पर। तो कह रहे हैं कि हे भगवान, हमारा ध्यान आप पर पूरी तरह से लगा रहे, और आपके ध्यान में ही हमारा ये जो चेतना अपने आप निकल जाए, आत्मा अपने आप निकल जाए, और हमें बिल्कुल कोई दर्द का एहसास न हो। मृत्यु तो आनी ही है, लेकिन आपके ध्यान में इस प्रकार से शांति से निकले, ज्यादा हमारे को शरीर के साथ तकलीफ ना हो, ऐसा इसका अर्थ है। ऑलराइट, my in Hindi class you explained such a beautiful example where you are explaining the importance of seva, but I have seen closely many ashrams in my life for almost a decade now. I have seen many good hearted people who are exemplary sadhaks, but when they entered into the ashram and started seva, due to their super hectic schedules of seva, sadhana took a back seat, and after many years they personally shared with me that they didn't achieve much spiritually and also failed materially. Let me tell you, they did not understand karma yoga of Bhagwan at all, and I can guarantee that very well. Those who make such statements, they do not know karma yoga, because if you do karma yoga, you will be in the joy of God all the time. Do you think Yogananda would have ever made this statement? Do you think? He is a karma yogi. Getting it? Vivekananda, he is a karma yogi. Okay. So if a seva goes alone has the power to make a sadhak enlightened, then why my friends didn't feel the ecstasy after devoting their... Now I give you the answer. Tell them to follow Yogananda. Tell them to follow Adaya Mata. Tell them to understand Vivekananda. Got it? Thank you, Ma, again. By today's discussion, I'm coming back to the same conclusion that whether sadhana or katha or whatever method one adopts, it's all about the mind. You got it right. Is the mind Krishna? May or may not. Is the... Is the mind Krishna? May or may not is the final question. Goal should be reached. The method becomes irrelevant. Wonderful, wonderful. Because that can be based on one sabha or nature, isn't it, Ma? Yes, yes. Everything is the mind. Krishna, conscious mind. Bhagwan, conscious mind. Got it? Sanket writes, nowadays I don't even see nowadays I don't see even single shloka in Bhagavad Katha from Bhagavata. Only stories irrelevant and no connection at all. Where does it head to? Difficult to say anything. Yeah, I understand your point, but there are different kind of listeners. So speaker is different, but a listener also, when we read the Skanda Puran Mahatmya, there are different kind of listeners they talk about. So when we go to a Bhagavad Katha, it may happen sometimes the orator is not talking about Bhagwan, but in that 3-hour lecture, something they will talk about Bhagwan. So at that time, we have to become like a Hansa. If we are stuck in that place, we become like a Hansa. We pick up only those things which are related to Bhagwan, and those which are unrelated to Bhagwan, at that time, we just keep chanting our mantra. So pick up any situation, wherever you are. Pick up all those things which will help you grow spiritually. Become like a Hansa. Then, yes, or become like another type of listener, or he's a speaker also. This type of listener is such a listener, the speaker is speaking and he'll be so intent listening to that lecture, and he will remember everything. He will make notes. He'll come home. He'll practice it so much. He'll become like parrot. and he will actually repeat the same thing what was spoken in the lecture. So these are different kind of listeners. Okay, this is described in Skanda Purana. So one is like the Hansa, who will pick up the right things. The other one is like the parrot, who will take up the right things, intently he will hear, and then he will speak it with that same sweetness to everybody. He's like Shukadev. He will not mix the knowledge, he will give it. Then there is third kind of person who is like a chatak bird. The chatak bird is like, it will drink it is thirsty for rain, okay? So it will look at the sky, but it will drink the water only in a particular nakshatra. If that nakshatra is not there, and even if the rains fall, he will not drink. Even if somebody says, why are you dying out of thirst? Go and drink some Ganges water. It will give you liberation. The chatak will say, no, I will not drink the water if that water is not falling down. So this kind of devotee or this kind of listener, Shrota, he is so ananya that he will not go to everybody's katha. He will only listen to that katha which will fulfill his desire of, hearing that, getting that ras. Like for me, I don't hear everybody's katha, I'm telling you, really. The only person whose katha I can hear, and I can hear for like 10 hours, 12 hours also, is Rajendra Ji Maharaj. Anybody else's katha, my attention span will be like zero. And if I cannot, people send me links and all, I cannot. Like the chatak bird. I can only understand him, and I can only understand his katha, and his katha only, inspires me or instills that joy in me, or something happens to me. There are many great saints, but only his katha is what I will look for. I have taken breaks from my work and gone and sat down in his katha for just to hear him. So like that. So another type of listener is chatak. I listen to him, I write his things, that's what it is. So he will not go to anybody else's katha. No matter, I have many speakers coming here in my area, and people will be like sending me, do you want to join? I'm like, I'm sorry, I cannot. You may enjoy, I may not. I will rather be here. So this is another person. So chatak bird, shuka bird, and then I said hansa bird. There's one more, fourth type, which is like the fish. So fish, if that fish is from fresh water and you put the fish in some dirty water, it will die. Even though it is water, but a freshwater fish, if it is put in a dirty water, it will die. So this kind of listener, that fresh water is only the topics of God. The dirty water is the topic of world. So this kind of listener, if he's in, if he's in a satsang where only worldly talks are being done, he cannot listen. He will not listen. He'll feel suffocated. He'll come out of that place. So we have to develop all these four qualities. We have to know what is beneficial for our spiritual health, for our spiritual growth. And wherever required, we adopt this attitude. Become a fish. Do not hear worldly gossip, worldly talks. If some speaker you find they are mostly talking about worldly things, your time is wasted. Namaskar to them. Do not hate them. Do not criticize them. They are doing their work. Namaskar, out of that place. Too many speakers who will confuse your mind. Namaskar, we like somebody, we hear them. Chatak bird, yes, we cannot be there. Let there not be a day without Krishna katha. And Hansa, learn to pick up the right things which will be beneficial to you. So this is the qualities of a listener. We'll talk about the qualities of the speaker sometime else. Okay. And there are four qualities of four other qualities, okay, who are not great listeners. That also is described maybe sometime else. Okay. All right. So, पर लोगों की वापस एनर्जी कैसे आ जाती है, उनको तो पास हो जाना चाहिए, पर वो जिंदा कैसे बच जाते हैं, ये कौन से क्वेश्चन का कंटिन्यूएशन है? लेट मी जस्ट सी वन मोर टाइम. हाँ, पर लोगों को वापस एनर्जी कैसे आ जाती है? उनको तो पास हो जाना चाहिए, पर वो जिंदा कैसे जाते हैं? मैं समझी नहीं आदर्श तुम्हारा क्वेश्चन, सच्ची नहीं समझी। Ma, thank you for such a beautiful explanation. You also told me 4S on the path, spirituality, missing the fourth, sadhana, सेवा, सत्संग। मैंने बताया ये बात, मुझे याद नहीं आ रहा कब तुमसे क्या बात बताई थी। साधना, सेवा, सत्संग, अभी मुझे बिल्कुल याद नहीं आ रहा है, ठीक है ना। चलो एक बार जरा इसको ये कर देना, मेरे को आदर्श की बात समझ नहीं आई। अच्छा, आदर्श ने डिलीट कर दिया कमेंट अभी, चलो कोई बात नहीं है। अनम्यूट कर दो अगर आदर्श है तो, आदर्श को पूछ लेने, तो मैं समझ नहीं पाई आदर्श की बात।
कौन ही है इसमें? मैंने वो परमिशन नहीं हटाई। इंग्लिश में लोग कम होते हैं।
अच्छा नहीं, अभी दिख रहा है आदर्श, दिख तो रहा है। आदर्श क्या पूछा तुमने, मेरी समझ में नहीं आया।
जैसे क्या है ना कि इसका तो मंत्र जाप होता है, शिव जी का जो मंत्र मैंने लिखा था,
हाँ,
तो उसका तो जाप होता है। तो जैसे हवन करवाएं तो इसका मतलब तो ये है ना कि मेरे बॉडी सोल से आत्मा निकल जाए तो मुझे तकलीफ नहीं है।
हाँ,
तो लेकिन पंडित जी लोग वो करवाते हैं, हवन करवाते हैं, और वो ऐसा एक्सपेरिमेंट भी किया गया है। तो देखते हैं कि वो लोग की बीमारी ठीक हो जाता है, वो लोग जिंदा मतलब कि ठीक हो जाते हैं।
दोनों के, एक तो इसमें लिखा है ना सुगंधि पुष्टि वर्धनम, कि हमारी पुष्टि हो, कि हमारा शरीर पुष्ट हो। दो अर्थ है इसके अंदर। हम जी रहे हैं तो हमारा शरीर पुष्ट हो, और जब हमारा मृत्यु का समय आए तो ऐसे पके हुए फल की तरह हम निकल जाएं, दोनों।
सुगंधि हमारा सोल है जो
हाँ,
फूल की
सुगंधि
तरह
पुष्टि वर्धनम, कि हम आपकी ये पूजा कर रहे हैं, आप हमारे अंदर व्याप्त हो और हमारी पुष्टि हो। ये हवन जो भी हमने किया, जो भी हमने पूजा पाठ करी, इसके वाइब्रेशन से हमारी पुष्टि हो, हमारा शरीर पुष्ट हो, हमारी आत्मा पुष्ट हो, हमारा मन पुष्ट हो, हमारे चेतना, प्राण चेतना पुष्ट हो। ठीक है। और जब जाने का समय आएगा, तो जब ये शरीर से निकलने का समय आएगा हमारा, तो बड़े आसानी से हम निकल जाएं इस शरीर से, ऐसे।
तो एक तो शिव जी का ये हो गया, और एक होता है जो लोग चाह रहे होते तो राम नाम का जाप होता है।
हाँ, वो
तो
भी
वो भी यही काम करता
यही काम करता है, यही काम करता है। जीते जी भगवान का नाम लेना है,
है।
इतना लेना है कि मरते समय भगवान का नाम याद आ जाए। गीता में भी भगवान यही कहते हैं कि मृत्यु के समय जो मुझे याद करके जाएगा वो मेरे धाम आएगा। तो सारी प्रैक्टिस, चाहे आप शिव के इस मंत्र को करो, चाहे आप राम 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 करो, चाहे आप कृष्ण कृष्ण करो, सारी प्रैक्टिस यही है। अंत काल में भगवान को याद करो। अंते मति सा गति, जो अंत में मति होगी वही आपकी गति है। अगर आपकी मति भगवान में है तो आपकी गति भी भगवान होंगे, इसीलिए।
ठीक है मैम, थैंक यू।
ओके, चलो, ऑल राइट। सो गौरव जी कुछ लिख, सिमरन मे बी, आई डोंट नो, राधे राधे। Ma, I really love this thing about you. For every question, not only you answer accurately and quench my thirst, but you have a scriptural injuncture for that. I never met any Siddha like you. Really, Nama at your lotus feet and all. I'm so fortunate to Ma Lalita who brought me to you. Yeah, I have to say thank you to my gurus. All right. Okay, what? All right. Namashya, one second, I'll tell you. He asked me about a mantra which we chant about Lord Shiva. It is called Om Trambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukme Bandhanat Mrityormokshay Mamritat. He said, why do we chant this? So this mantra actually means, oh Lord Shiva, I am praying to you, and may you always, may your vibration, may your blessings always flow in me, so that while I am living, I live healthily. So healthily, not only bodily healthily, my body has to be healthy, my mind has to be healthy, it has to be pure. My body, my mind, my consciousness, let it all be pure and healthy. Let me be physically healthy and spiritually healthy. And when I leave my body, when the soul has to go out of the body, let the soul go in such an easy manner, just like a ripe fruit falls from a tree. You know, if you see a fruit, say you go to you have seen avocados. If you go to pluck an avocado which is raw, you'll have to cut the avocado from its twig, you see. But if an avocado is ripe, it will fall by itself. So here he's saying, may my worship, may my prayer become so strong, and may my, may I be so filled with love for you that when I'm dying, while living, I will be in your joy. But when I'm dying, oh my Lord, let me only think of you, and let my soul go away so easily, just like the ripe avocado falls from the tree. Let me not feel any pain. Got it? So this is what we were talking. So then he asked me, whether can you remember Ram? Yes, you can remember Ram. And whether can you remember Krishna? Yes, you can remember Krishna. So for us who are loving Krishna, one mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Or Radha Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Radhe Radhe, Radhe Sham, Sham, Radhe Radhe. Or Ram, or Shiv. Any of these mantras. Or Radha. Or Ma. We have to remember Bhagwan. That's all. All right. So can you write the mantra that way? I can read it. Yes, I will ask Aman will write it for you. Okay. All right. So should we end the class now? We will end the class now. And then we will start a little early from tomorrow itself we'll do. Okay. Maybe in India time, 10:45, right? India time, 10:45. We'll start. And US time, California time, it will be 10:15. We'll start the class at 10:15 tomorrow. All right. Jai Ma, Hari Bol.
Thank you, Ma.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.